Welcome. I like to think of the design thinking process and probably in particular the ideate process within design thinking, but certainly the entire process, as being like a super cape, as being like giving you or giving the leader and the leader's team superpowers that you can just do amazing things with. So you can dream massively big, you can have huge, big, hairy, audacious goals, and you can achieve those goals. To me, the limitation as well as the power is what's in your head. And I think by having what design thinking does, it gives you a framework in which to ignite that power. And I think with building momentum, it helps you to work through what I call the experience and learning infinity loops. And the more that you do that, the more that you build momentum, the better your ideas get. And it's like your super cape just becomes stronger. And it's like, when you face those things that happen in the real world, like what happened when COVID happens and it shut down businesses and people didn't know how to deal with that at the time. So it was like kryptonite happening. And what this process does, it's like it gives you the power over the kryptonite, so that you can actually quickly develop business innovation models. You can quickly pivot, you can quickly work out where to go from here, you can navigate complexity much more easily. I don't know if you've ever seen those leaders who something happens, they've got this incredible EQ, they're really calm, cool and collected, they don't even raise a sweat, and they just come up with the most amazing ideas. You're like, where did that come from? Well, I'm a massive believer, and I've just seen it happen so many times, that design thinking is that damn good when you use it regularly that it gives you this kind of power. So what I'm here to talk to you about today is this: how do we build this momentum? So to get momentum, my suggestion is create time in your working week to implement the process to ideate. So my suggestion is create, whether it's 2 30-minute blocks, whether you're only going to do one round every single week. Sometimes that's all you need, or whether you're going to do 2 rounds. So if you're going to do 1 round every single week with your team, you may do Tuesday and Thursdays, Mondays and Wednesdays, it's up to you. You want to do those blocks of time, and you want to do them on the same day every single week, so it's in the calendar, people know what's happening. And that's how you build that implementation process. You build the momentum so that every week what happens in the real world is we're going to be faced with opportunities. We're going to be faced with complex problems. We're going to be faced with stuff we're really not sure how we're going to deal with it. We're going to be faced with a complex issue that needs imagination, ideas, creativity, and innovation. And having a process and a plan to ideate for 30 minutes or more every single week. So you want to have 2 time slots, one to actually do the ideation, come up with the ideas. The second one is to then reduce those ideas down to your actionable idea. So I just want to visit this notion of, is your viewpoint wide or narrow? So when your viewpoint is narrow, it means that you will only look at things from one or two viewpoints and only therefore come up with ideas from those one or two viewpoints. When you widen your perspective and you ask, and this is why I'm a massive believer in teams, is when you widen your perspective, you widen your team, you include diversity, people with different ways of thinking, different ways of looking at life from different perspectives, people from different teams. You then start to widen your viewpoint because you're hearing solutions, you're hearing ideas from multiple different perspectives. So what we've done here at Leading Growth is we've designed various programs for you to help you to implement and maintain design thinking practices. We've done them in small, implementable programs for you or courses for you that are within programs. And we've done it on such a way to help you to practice. We're giving you templates, we're giving you learning activities, we're giving you videos that you can utilize, you can share with your teams. You can actually start to implement the process. And to be honest, probably the first 10 times you do this, you're probably not going to be very good. It's the reality, it's normal. Anything where there's a learning curve, where it's something we've never done before, we're going to stuff up, we're going to make mistakes, and you just have to get over yourself. You just have to say, look, I'm going to make a whole pile of mistakes, and that's okay. Because I am a personal believer that mistakes are really nuggets of gold, because it's from those mistakes is how we learn. So if you're not learning from those nuggets of gold where we make mistakes, then you're not growing. So I personally, when I stuff up and make mistakes, I'm quite happy to put my hand up and say I did it, because I'm like, what can I learn from this? How can I do this better? How can I improve? And I do this daily. So what I'm suggesting is, if you implement regularly, have a regular routine with your team where you're doing ideation sessions, design thinking sessions, at least twice weekly, 2 30-minute sessions a week, you will find that your team is actually working faster, working smarter, you're getting through things far quicker than the teams that aren't doing it. And I know myself, I did a little experiment with this with my previous employer, where I implemented design thinking with my team, and the other two teams didn't implement design thinking. And when we had to solve problems and come up with solutions and work out ways of doing things, my team were doing it within 2 hours, where the other two teams, one team was doing it in about 3 weeks, the other team was doing it in about a week and a half. And there was a massive difference between the three teams. And my team got used to the design thinking process and got used to having the 30-minute meetings, and got used to having me bring out these sheets, and they would go with their little things and fill them out, and bang, we would smash out some amazing ideas, we would solve problems, and it didn't matter what was thrown at us, we could find those solutions. And the only way it works really, really well is if it's done with regularity, because that's when we take design thinking and we turn it into a superpower.